Hi everyone. I certainly didn't expect to be standing here today talking to you about Ricky Ponting and his retirement. It's come as a surprise to all of us here at Cricket Australia, but I want to take this opportunity to pay tribute to him as an outstanding cricketer. Undoubtedly one of the greatest ever Australian cricketers, and certainly a brilliant batsman, a record that speaks for itself, and an absolutely brilliant fieldsman as well. A tremendous leader, led Australian cricket to many victories, and certainly a couple of World Cups come very quickly to mind as memorable moments. So his captaincy and his leadership have been outstanding. But the other thing, I guess I've always been impressed by Ricky. One of the things I would say is that over the last 18 months, my respect and regard for him has only increased in the way that he has settled back into the team as the former captain, the way he's supported Michael Clarke in his role, the way he has prepared himself as the consummate professional to do the very best he can, but also, just as importantly, to take young players under his wing to encourage them to be the best cricketers they can be, not only for the team's success today, but Australian cricket team's success into the future. And I want to say our heartfelt congratulations to Ricky for what has been an absolutely brilliant international cricket career. Thanks.
Sounds like it's unusual for a captain to play on in Australian terms, but since that Ricky has done that, are you glad that, I guess, last summer we still got to see elements of the best of him?
Yeah, undoubtedly. I'm sure that Ricky Ponting will. He's got that fierce hunger to continue to do well, and we saw that over the course of the last 12 months. And I'm sure we'll continue to see that as he plays on. And I think taking that a step further, I'm sure that Ricky Ponting has many significant contributions to make to Australian cricket into the future. It's too early to speculate about what that might be, but I know his love and passion for the game and the success of the Australian cricket team is something that's very close to him, and hopefully will never be too far away from him.
Did you expect him to go to the Ashes and try and make that Ashes squad?
I certainly expected him to be hungry and determined to do that. He's such a great competitor with such great belief in himself, and yeah, I guess to be honest, he came into this series with some good form under his belt, a great preparation over the winter, and I think we're all disappointed that we haven't seen the best of him in this South African series, and won't be seeing him in England. It's his decision, and I'm sure he's very comfortable with his decision. But today we really pay our respects to him and what has been an absolutely outstanding career.
It's a term that gets thrown around a lot, but is this the end of an era? Because he's sort of the last bloke standing from that really incredible side.
Yeah, I suppose I haven't thought about that in great detail, but in many ways it is. And I think that perhaps that's one of the things that he has done as a captain, and more recently as a former captain and leader within the team. He has been absolutely determined to instill in the team the pride in the baggy green cap and the pride in the success of Australian cricket teams, and really leave that sort of legacy within that team environment and culture. And again, that's something that I've really admired about him, not only when he was captain, but even more recently, the way he's done that over the last 18 months.
We saw Michael Clarke a bit emotional over in Perth before. Do you classify it as a sad day for Australian cricket?
Yeah, absolutely. After this weekend, we're not going to see Ricky Ponting play Test cricket for Australia, and I've been looking forward to watching him bat for 15 years. He's just such a great cricketer as a batsman and a fielder with boundless energy. I'm disappointed. I know my kids will be disappointed, and I know cricket fans all around the country will be disappointed. But we've got a lot of great memories to look back on.
While he was a amazingly talented batsman, that stuff that you mentioned about his fielding, how much of an example is he set to sort of like the younger blokes in Australian cricket with the way he goes around his preparation and training?
Absolutely unprecedented, I think, in terms of his intensity in the way that he prepares himself to play. And I don't mean that just in a physical sense, I mean that in a skills sense. And I've seen, you only got to be there at the start of a game before a day's play to see that, but then you can also see that in even greater volume on training days beforehand, behind closed doors. It's that intensity is there all the time, and the thing is that he has never ever been satisfied with his performance. He's always had that hunger to be better, and that if he leaves that instilled in some ways in current Australian cricketers, then Australian cricket's in good shape.
How important is it to win this game? They're saying it's their grand final. Ponting said it's the most important game for him to win. He thinks he can remember. How important do you see it, and for the Australian public as well, to win this one?
It's a huge game. It's been a great series so far, and so fiercely fought with so many twists and turns, and yet we're still after 10 days we're still 0-0. And it's all to unfold in front of us over this weekend. There's so much to look forward to, and I can understand why the Australian cricket team will be up and firing and very much looking forward to sending Ricky off on a high note.
You mentioned that you don't want him to be lost to Australian cricket. Would it be too early to think that maybe come the end of the summer he could be looked at as a full-time replacement for Justin Langer as batting coach?
Look, I think, definitely too early to speculate on that sort of thing, but I just know the value that he brings to inside the team at the moment as a mentor. I mean, he's a quasi coach in his own way right now, and he has potential in that coaching area. He's got potential in so many other ways, and I know he loves his golf, but he's got a really insatiable appetite for cricket, and I'm confident that won't be lost to Australian cricket.
Maybe one more question, folks.
Who do you see is the replacements in your opinion?
The replacement?
For the Tasmanian Test up next, Hobart Test.
Like 20 odd million Australians, my opinion doesn't really count. But one of the good things I would say is that it's pleasing to see the form of a number of young batsmen around the country at the moment, and I think that certainly our batting stocks appear to be in better shape than we were a couple of months ago, and I think exciting times are still ahead for Australian cricket.